Alright, I'm going to do one short original, and then I'm going to try something that I've never tried before by memory, so we'll see how that goes. But let's do the short original first. See, we've been around this block a few times already, committing our crimes and putting our rhymes to memory. And the gatekeepers of time say they're a friend of me, but I've been watching them and they've been drinking heavily. The city breathes through its streets and alleyways, and it's been gaining strength with the passing hours and days. And these weeks and months and years go by, but if anyone tells you they go slow, they lie, they fly. See, I don't need to tell any one of you sitting here that truth has little to do with facts and more to do with fear. And when we tell each other that we're open to the experience, what we're really saying is, you're talking, but I'm not hearing it. We get so tied up within our own stream of moments that we forget our intersections with others, our contents. And I think that if we stepped back, looked in the mirror's direction, we wouldn't see much. Vampires don't have a reflection. Alright, I'm going to try one real quick here that I've never actually tried before. So. Touch fire, just to taste the truth. You say I'm gonna die, well so are you. We chase the lightning because we need to move. This is our science, we got nothing to prove. Tell me where you're going with that knife in your hand. Tell me what you're thinking, boy, what have you got planned? See, I don't trust your smile, I know your daddy lets you run wild as the wind. And I saw you touch her eyelids, and I can see you want so clearly to kiss her lips. See, I got a friend who walks the strip with a gun on his hip. His reason is this: if people call him Glitz, they won't be talking shit. And he can rest his heavy fists. He got bruises on hands. He don't need quarters to coax them from lips. To you, this is as crazy as it gets. To the man with the bruises on hands, it only makes sense. Yeah, and that's the way that he is, the tooth taker. And that's the way that I live. I wasn't born in a boxcar. When I die, bury me with crossed arms underneath the tree up in the backyard. See, the coin in my pocket, yeah, it's a lost art. Living what you give until it finally stops hard. See, only a few survived, and those of us who did, it made us look real hard. But we ain't tough. We just deal with whatever comes up. And for those who can't take a hint, find 100 neighbors, ask if they could change their lives, what would they do different? Would it be little shifts, or would it be some hidden dreams on the way to a life that no one even knows exists? To me it makes sense. Yeah, you can waste your time tossing blades of the grass to the wind, or you can swing fists. And if I sink ships, bury me at sea with my arms crossed and a smile upon my pink lips. Tell me this. Put up your fingertips if you're living your life exactly the way that you wished, yeah. And for the rest of us, with our hands on our hips, our work is never done. We are Sisyphus. Anyone familiar with Astronautless? That was a variation on something that he does. That's,
You know, Barney is more like a domestic type of beer. I'm feeling nostalgic. You like beer? Oh yeah.
Alright, this one's called Create, Free, or Die. So I want to try something different from what I did last week. And I'm going to do this one again, but when I say create free, I want some folks in the audience to scream or die. So let's try that out once here, the old school hip hop call and answer bit. So when I say create free, or die. Let's try it one more time. Come on, couple more people, help me out here. Create free or die. There we go. You have no idea how happy that makes me. It's like I'm back in the 80s. You tell me the contemporary art world doesn't respect what you're doing. They don't understand. Then you tell me that what you got paid for your last commission. Then you say your art isn't contemporary anyway, it's underground. Do you say underground because you like the sound? Because it's what the hip kids are doing now is street art. Perhaps it will market better than contemporary muralism. After all, the focus groups love the concept as long as it's not too conceptual. Create free.
Or die!
Create free.
Or die!
Create free.
Or die!
Let me say this plainly. It's not that people aren't respecting what you're doing. It's that people are getting sick of the drivel you're spewing. As the self-appointed leader of the next class of artists in our community, you position yourself as a form of art's authority, but only like Banksy because it reminds you of banks. You call contemporary art ugly and boring while painting the same three faces over and over again, hoping to get them as uniform as that computer-generated signature on the bottom of your last check, because that's what you consider truly beautiful, dollars and cents. While the rest of us would be making art even if we were living in tents. Create free.
Or die!
Create free.
Or die!
Create free.
Or die!
Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of an artist making a living from their work, and the last thing I want is to appear an idealistic jerk, but art is about what you make, not how much you make. Draw pictures, not contracts. Poems, not prospectus. Songs, not sales figures. I make art because I have to, not because it makes fiscal sense to. Create free.
Or die!
Create free.
Or die!
Create free.
Or die!
Someone once said that good writers borrow from other writers and great writers steal outright. Let me borrow a line from someone else then and say, don't worry if I write checks, I write rhymes. I'll be collecting spiritual dollars while y'all are scrambling for financial dimes. Create free.
Or die!
Just like Eddie Fans first.